My name is Hope, and welcome to the Freshwater Purls Knitting Podcast. I'm joining you from Michigan today, where we are seeing the sun for the second day in a row for the first time in probably 2 months. It's been a long time since the sun has been out. It actually pierces your eyes, but it feels good. But yeah, I thought I'd do a podcast since the lighting is great, and I have a ton of whips to show you, so I didn't want it to get too much further along without kind of keeping up with everything that I have going on. I'm just gonna get right into it today because the baby is napping and hopefully stays asleep throughout the entire podcast, but we'll see. But yeah, today you can look forward to seeing works in progress, some finished objects, some spinning, just a tiny bit, what I'm reading, and maybe a glimpse of some baby Angora bunnies. So stay tuned, and you can skip ahead if you prefer. So let's get right into finished objects today. I wanted to show you guys this before I send it off, but I did finish my flax light cardigan. Can you see it? And I made this for my daughter, my youngest, Meadow, who is 18 months old, but I should have knit it longer, of course. I was thinking that the entire time I had stopped, but also I should have knit a size up. I did knit I think it's the 1 to 2 year size, because she kind of falls right in the growth chart, so I figured it would be fine, but it's a little snug. She wore it and I took a picture, and that's great. But I am going to send this off to my cousin for her baby because she has a newborn. Well, I think she's about 5 months old now. So this will be a nice thing for her to wear in the fall. For this, I used, this pink is Fawn and the Fox. I think it's the Let's Stay Home colorway. And I knit this, I've used this before for another baby cardigan. And then I used my own colorway, this purple gray, green kind of color for the body. And it doesn't have a name because I'm terrible at naming things. But yes, so there's that. That's finished and will be sent off hopefully this week, now that I've taken a picture of it, or a video. Next, I still haven't woven in the ends, so maybe it can't be counted as a finished object. But I knit a dog sweater for my friend's dog. I can't remember what the pattern is called, but I'll try to put it on the screen so you can see it, right here. But I knit this out of, I think it's Premier Yarns. I didn't save the ball, sorry. But it's super cute. She has a little dog, and it kind of goes into a fun little turtleneck. I knit it a little bit shorter than the pattern called for, and this was the size small. This is a free pattern. I did not do ribbing around the legs. I decided not to because I put it on my own dogs and found the fit to be pretty good. So yes, a little dog sweater. It took me just, I don't know, 2 nights to finish because it's worsted weight. So yeah, that'll go off as well for a gift. And I've just been putting all my gift knits, lots of them have gone off, but I've just been putting them in a little Sterilite container so I don't lose them, because I do lose my knit all the time. So yeah, those are my finished objects. Let's move on to whips. So I'm going to start with, I should just call it the sock show. I think that another podcast already does it, but basically today is a sock show because I'm knitting loads of socks and I keep casting them on. I finish 1 pair and then I cast on 3 more, and then I finish 1 sock and then I cast on more. Nothing's getting completed. But after I finished my son's socks, I think I showed you guys those last time, I cast on, and my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter, wanted a pair of socks, which she doesn't wear socks. She doesn't wear her other knitted socks, so I was a little bit leery about how she would wear them, but I'm going to give her another try. Everybody gets 2 chances with socks, right? So these are her socks. This is just the one. I finished one. I'm trying to show you. So I did I'll show you the yarn. So this is my own yarn here. It also does not have a name. I feel like it should be called Lake Michigan in summer or something. And then I did that for the toe. For the body, I did Woolberry, Pressed Flowers, I think it's called. Oh my goodness. I don't know the name, but I do have the ball band somewhere. I'll try to remember to put it in. And then I used that same purple, green, gray color of mine for the heel. I decided to just do this, the cuff, the same color as the body, because I'm kind of starting to do that more because nobody sees the cuffs. And so I guess just for me, I like to just kind of keep going up so that I don't have to weave at another end. They make it prettier sometimes, but I do kind of like it when the cuff is the same as the body. I don't know why, but yes. So there's one sock already completed. I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I cast on 26 stitches per needle, like half. If I could do math, I think that's 52 stitches. Probably isn't, and then I would just sound really dumb, but I'll show you the next one. I am hoping to finish these. It'd be awesome if I could finish them this week because she really wants them, and I really want to have a sock off. So this is how far I am on these. And I'm using my Hiya Sharps 2.25. I'm sorry, these are not Hiya. I always say that. Chiagu 2.25 size, US size 1. And that is my needle of choice, my needle size of choice anyway, for socks. So hopefully I can get those done this week so that I can have less socks, because you guys will see I have a bajillion socks on the needles. I'll show you these ones. Oh, I forgot I was halfway through the heel on this. These are socks for myself, kind of taking last place in the priority race, I guess. But this is the Knit Picks Fleechy colorway. Can't remember the colorway name. And this is Knit Picks, I think it's like Midnight Heather or something. So yeah, I only am this far. I'm halfway down the heel flap. And yeah, I've never changed heel colors on a self-striping yarn, so I'm really hoping it works out and the colors look fine when I'm done. For this, I'm using the Chiagu double points, and then I did a twisted rib at the top because I really like the way a twisted rib looks, and 64 stitches, which is how many I cast on for my own feet. So yes, hopefully, I don't know, that one's taking last place, and like I said, so I don't know when I'll finish that, but that's another sock. I think this might be the last pair of socks on the needles right here. I think I've maxed out my sock needles, so this is all I can do. That's why I had to finish my daughter's, because I actually want to cast on another pair. So this is the sock. I have just gotten to like decrease down to the foot. And yeah, I'm knitting these. I think that you may have seen the start of these last time. I'm knitting these for a friend, and I did the same. I did a twisted rib cuff, 64 stitches, and this is my pink yarn, my hand-dyed yarn, no name. This is, I want to say it's Melantage. Yes. And it's the hydroponics. I think that's what this one is called. But I really like it. This is for my friend, who I don't know if she's gonna like these colors, but I love them. And I feel like if she wears them, she will think of me. So, yes. So that is the last pair. Oh, I'm knitting them on my Chiagu circular needle in magic loop. It kind of feels nice to have a couple on the go using different methods because I don't know, it changes things up. And all the yarns that I'm using, I love. I love using the Woolberry. It's actually the cashmere, like the merino cashmere nylon base. And then I love the Felici because it's so soft, and I love using my own yarn. So they're all really fun socks right now. I'm sorry, I'm on like freshly showered, so my hair's a little crazy. But anyway, on to the other whips. I am knitting this for a friend of mine. She is the owner of the Ribbit Reclaimed Yarn Company, where she reclaims old sweaters and winds the yarn and sells it as yarn that can be used for other things. That's probably a really bad way of describing that, but I have this one. Red is just terrible on video. And then this beautiful gray. It's like a heathered gray. Both of these have some Angora in them, some alpaca, and maybe like lamb's wool or something, I think it's listed as. So this is the yarn that I'm using. And I am making, I think I maybe told you guys that I was going to make this last time, but I'm just making a child's hat. Sorry, so many strings everywhere. So yes, I am at like the middle of the hearts, so you can't really see much, but you can kind of imagine the hearts. It's just a free chart that I found on Ravelry, and I just cast on 80 stitches because the chart is worked in 10. So I think this will be a nice like toddler size hat, if not like an earlier elementary hat. So I'm excited about that. I'm knitting this on Clover's size, US size 6, 4 millimeters. And yeah, I'd like to have this finished soon because I am making it for her to have samples at trunk shows. So that would be nice to have this done for her. Which also, I went to a trunk show this past weekend because she had a trunk show at the Yarn Garden, which is a local yarn shop in Charlotte, Michigan, which is not far from Lansing. And it was really awesome. It was cool to see people's reaction to her yarns and just be a part of that. So thanks, Kate. You can go check out Kate at Rivet Reclaimed Yarns if you have any yarns that you desire. She does not have an Etsy shop, but I'm pretty sure she would be willing to ship, like if you requested anything, any sort of colors or fiber content. I'm pretty sure she would be willing to ship. So yeah, anyway, there's that. My next whip, there's a bazillion. It seems like, I don't know, I just got like castanitis after Christmas and wanted to start knitting like all the things. There's little birds kind of dancing around. Anyway, I am knitting a weekender. So I've been watching everybody knitting a weekender, and Stacy of Stress Knits finished her body part. Like, I have not watched her episode, like her most current episodes, but the latest episode I watched, she finished the body portion of the weekender, and I thought, oh my goodness, I really want that. And so I went on to Ravelry and kind of just looked at project pages because I kind of told you guys this before, I really don't have the budget for big yarn purchases. So I was kind of looking online on Ravelry for people who used more, cost-effective types of yarns. And I didn't care if they were acrylic as long as I liked the yarn feel. So I found this woman, and I can't remember her name to save my life, but she used the Lion Brand jeans yarn in the colorway Stone Pipe, I think it's called. And I really loved it. So I went to Joann's on like their big sale day. It was like, first Lion Brand was buy two, get one free. And then they also had a 40% off all yarns that you could use on top of it. So this sweater like the amount of yarn that I purchased maybe cost like $15. It's crazy. So even if I, you know, knit it and think, oh, obviously you would like to use a better quality yarn, but for $15, I will play. So I only just started the back panel. This has kind of been sitting while I work on my daughter Claire's socks. But it's this really pretty, like, marled black and white color. Here's the ball. And if it's coming out like it shows me on the screen, then that's pretty accurate. I was going to do Knit Picks Stroll Held Double, but for 15 bucks, I thought I would use this. And then I can let you guys know, like, how it goes. Doing an acrylic sweater, you know, doing the weekender with acrylic yarn. So there is no wool in this whatsoever, so we'll see how it goes. But I like it. It's so soft. Like, I've never liked the jean yarn. I thought, what will I use that for? But when I saw the black, the marled kind of look, I don't know, I like it. So I will keep you posted on how this goes. I'm on to size 8s. And these are actually my Susan Bates, I don't know what they call these needles, but I have about an inch to go, and then I'll switch to other needles and work on the front panel. So that is a paid for pattern, The Weekender by Andrea Mowry. So yeah, I'm so excited. And it's fun to work on sweaters by Michigan designers. Even though everybody loves Andrea Mowry right now. Sometimes I actually have a friend who saw Andrea Mowry, and I don't have to worry about being a stalker at all because Andrea Mowry probably does not watch this podcast, but I have a friend who saw Andrea Mowry at our park nearby that we always go to, and my friend is also a knitter, and she texted me one day, and she's like, oh my gosh, Hope, I think I see Andrea Mowry. And she was like, what do I do? I was like, go say hi. And she was so nervous. And just when she was going to say hi, Andrea Mowry's kid, I don't know if it was a son or daughter, her child got stung by a bee. And then my friend didn't introduce herself because it was a very traumatic time at that point. So anyway, that's my little, it wasn't even me, but seriously, that was so exciting. Okay, anyway, so that's the Weekender. My last whip is something I am really excited about. I'm doing a test knit for Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. It is called Harry Potter, A History Sweater. And my kids and I are actually going through the first Harry Potter book right now together. Mostly it's the 5-year-olds and the 8-year-olds who are loving it. So I wanted to knit my daughter a Harry Potter sweater. So when Meg had a test come out for the child size, I was like, ah, so exciting. So I went to Knit Picks when I got the test. When she approved my desire to be on the test, I got onto Knit Picks, and my daughter is a huge pink fan. Like, she loves pink. So I knew I had to do pink, but I felt like a little bit of a traitor for not doing like traditional Harry Potter colors. I still kind of feel like a little bit of a poser on this, but whatever. So I got the pink. This is the Pucker, I think it's called. Oh my goodness, yes, Pucker from Knit Picks. And then the mint for the color work portions. So here are those. Aren't they so cute? She's gonna love them. And her birthday is coming up in like the beginning of April, which is just in time for the test to be over. So I'm really excited about it. So yes, and Meg has given permission for us to share picture and video, so I'm gonna show you. I'm still on small needles, so I apologize for that. It's so bright, it probably will not come out correctly. But really, if it comes out bright pink at all, then it's probably pretty close. So yes, I am knitting right now on my Haya sharp needles. I think they're the 16-inch size. But yeah, so I chose to do the lightning bolts, which I have to block that out a little bit. Obviously, I'll have to block it out. but I think it'll turn out really well. Meg's pattern is really, really awesome because if you're a Harry Potter fan, I think you will love it. So she goes through, I'm trying to like decide how much I can share. Basically, in her pattern, she gives chart options, because if you go on Instagram and look at the Harry Potter history sweater hashtag, I'll try to put it down here, you'll see lots of different sweaters, like different color charts being used. And what she does is she gives you options so that you can choose what you like, which I think is awesome. I love that because I liked the others, but this was something that I knew my daughter would love, and something that really screams Harry Potter to her. So yeah, I love it. And this is bigger than it looks because everything's so squished on here. So anyway, I got through this, and now I'm going on to the next set of charts. And for that I'll just include my spinning in this portion. Where did I put it? For that, I have spun some of my Angora wool. It calls for, I believe Meg called for mohair. It was optional. But I've spun some Angora, and I'm working on the other bobbin now. And what I'm going to do is, I won't tell you what the chart is, but I'm going to use this for the next portion of the sweater, which I think is going to be amazing. Because if you know, if you've ever used Angora, especially hand spun Angora, you know that when you knit with it and block it, block it, wash it and block it, it's very beautiful, but it also blooms. Angora just kind of glows, much like mohair, but to an extreme. It's much more extreme than mohair, which I think is going to be perfect for what the colorwork section is on the next part of the sweater. So I will post it on my Instagram when I'm done. Hopefully I can apply this together tonight and get through that chart, and then I'll post it on my Instagram so you can see how awesome it looks. Hopefully, I hope it actually turns out. But this is just white Angora. This is actually a giant Angora wool from one of my mom's rabbits. So I'm only going to need to use a tiny portion of it because the amount, what I'm using it for, it only calls for a very tiny amount. And then the rest of it, excuse me, the rest of it I'm using to make something for my mom. So I'll keep that a secret now, though, in case she's watching. So yes, so that is the Hogwarts A History sweater by Meg of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits. So stay tuned because I will be making some major progress on this throughout the week. By the next time I show you, hopefully I'm at least almost done with the body. So yes, I think that's all my whips. So now I'm going to move on to one tiny, not a tiny acquisition, but a very special acquisition. My friend, I met my friend, my high school friend. We grew up together, we're best friends, we did everything together, basically. And I met her and her child at the mall with my kids this past week. And while we were there, she gifted me this amazing yarn bowl. So I have never had one, but I've always wanted one. And this was made by her father-in-law, I believe. I don't know if that's coming out right. I will try to link his Facebook page onto the bottom of this video, but it is really nice quality. It's so smooth. The inside of this is smooth, so you don't have to worry about your yarn catching at all. It's so beautiful. I'm obsessed. So I've been, of course, knitting with it, and I've been using my Woolberry yarn ball in it, so it looks awesome. And it doesn't ever go away. Like, it just stays in the bowl, and it's amazing. It doesn't fly across my floor. You know, it's really nice, and it feels special to have something so beautiful on the table or on the couch when I'm knitting. So if you are in the market for a yarn bowl, I would definitely recommend checking out his shop. I did go on Facebook and look at other things that he has, and he really makes beautiful things. So check it out. So the next portion, I'm just gonna briefly tell you guys what book I'm reading most exclusively right now. I've been finding that as a mother, I've been feeling a little bit run down, a little bit discouraged in the sense of like, wow, this is like every day is the same. Every day my kids and I, we argue about the same things, or you know, sometimes you just get in a funk where the days are just hard. And so I read this book when my 8-year-old was maybe 1. I think it first came out, and I really felt changed by it. And so I decided, you know what, maybe pick that book up again and just practice some of the things. So I did, and I'm reading 1000 Gifts by Ann Voskamp. And this is a really great book on the practice of gratitude, which is something that I think I really need to go back to. And it is, she is a Christian, and it's written from a Christian perspective, but I think that you would also find encouragement in it, even if you are not a Christian, just by the way she kind of talks about finding inspiration and beauty in simple things, everyday things. So I recommend it to anybody who's looking for something to encourage them and they just feel kind of stuck. So that is what I'm reading. I'm also reading some other fiction novels, but I don't have any of them on me, and I will kind of go into them a little bit more next time after I've read them. Because with fiction, I get a little nervous recommending it because I don't always know, I don't know, if I like it until the end, I guess. So, yes. So now I'm gonna go get the bunnies and do a little bunny show. Okay, so I did want to show you guys the bunnies that we have because they're very special and a big part of what we do here. We have a little bit of a urban homestead, I guess, where we use our rabbit manure for our garden and also our rabbits for wool. So right now I have satin Angoras. I currently have one German Angora, but these are satin Angora babies. And they're only, I think they're 10 days old now. So they're super cute and really special. And I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse of the kind of colors that we have right now, which might sound silly, but if you're a spinner, you would understand that it's sometimes nice to have a variety of colors to spin. So I do I guess I do sort of pick favorites based off of the colors. Like I definitely have in mind which ones will be staying here because I need that color of wool, which maybe sounds crass, but they are really taken care of really well. They get to go outside and play in our huge yard. It's not a huge yard, but in a huge space for them and within our fenced in yard. And yeah, so they have a very good life here. And I wanted to show you kind of a few of them so you guys could see what they look like. Okay, so I'm going to start out showing you, we have 3 colors in this litter. We have the black, which I'm going to show you first. You can see, it's so cute. Here's the black one, and we don't know genders yet. I think some people can tell earlier, but I can't tell until they're about 4 weeks old. So here's the black one, so cute. And the blacks really lighten up. Their faces stay dark, but their bodies really lighten up as their wool grows. So that's kind of fun. Next we have agoutis. We have 3 blacks and 3 agoutis in the bunch. These are also called chestnuts. This is your typical backyard bunny color. but the wool from an agouti is beautiful. It's a very mixed brown, black, and very light gray. So it's very fun to spin. The mom of this litter is an agouti, and she's beautiful. So here is this one. I'm making sure they don't fall off my lap. Their eyes are not open yet because they're only 10 days old. They should open in a few days. I think they're starting to open because they're starting to sense things more. So here's that one. They're so soft. And then we have my favorite. We only have one of these in the bunch, so this one will definitely be staying. A chocolate. And let's see. This one is a little bit squirrely, I've noticed, but you can see the satin angoras really have a nice sheen to them. Their wool is very, very like buttery, soft, and shiny, which is really fun to spin. And yes, so this is the chocolate. So beautiful, I think. Some people might think they're weird, but I think they're so beautiful. So this one I will be naming because it is my favorite, and when my kids name them, which they do, I let them name some, they end up with names like Creeper or Villager, or we have had lots of Rapunzels in the past. We have Diamond, things like that, which it's really sweet, but I would like to name that one, and I'm trying to decide if it's a girl. I think I will name her Ethelfled. That is, I've been on a the Last Kingdom kick, and I'm also keeping it black, and I might name it Uhtred because that just seems perfect. If anybody has seen The Last Kingdom, you'll know. And so I might name them that if I keep, depending on genders, we'll see. But yeah, so I wanted to show you guys those because they're adorable, and then next time I will also show you them, and you can see how much they grow. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see the change just from, you know, day 1 to day 10. It's crazy. They triple in size, and they start getting their wool in already. It's insane. So yeah. Other than that, I have a few announcements, I guess. I'm going to be having a giveaway soon. I'm not sure when. I thought when maybe I reach 300 followers, but I haven't decided. Stay tuned for that. I'm going to be giving away some of my own yarn and some Angora wool. So if you're a spinner, you can try it. And yeah, I was hoping that this time I would have my new brand out there. I'm not complete with that. I'm not finished with that yet. My friend who is doing all of that, we've both been busy with our children, and sorry, we've been sick and haven't been able to meet. So that will be coming up soon. I'm really excited to kind of release some of that maybe in the spring. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you taking time to do that. And please leave a comment if you'd like. I love talking to fiber people. It's so fun for me because I don't have a huge community of knitters around me. So yeah, thank you, and I will catch you later.